What kind of business is Google in? Well, if you're just a normal civilian, you know Google as the search site. They're the search people, so Google must be in the search business. In fact, they employ thousands, tens of thousands of people, technology people, geeks, programmers, software engineers to come up with new search techniques and to make their search site better. But Google also offers things like Google Docs and Google Calendar, which don't really have anything to do with search, but people use a lot of, and Google Maps and Gmail. And I use all of these things. Those aren't search products, so maybe Google's a technology company. Maybe that's the way. So that would mean that they compete with Microsoft, I guess. But here's the deal: all this technology, all the search technology and the other technology that Google offers, they don't make any money off of that. I mean, do you pay money to conduct a search on Google? No. Do you pay money to use Gmail or Google Maps or Google Docs? No, you don't. All these things are offered for free. So how can Google make money if everything is for free? And here's the deal: Google makes a lot of money. In the year 2009, Google generated over $23 billion in revenue. $23 billion in revenue, and you didn't pay a penny for using Google Search, and you didn't pay a penny for using Gmail or Google Maps or Google Docs. So where did all this revenue come from? Well, of that $23.6 billion in revenue, $22.8 billion of it, that is over 95% of it, came from advertising. The rest of it came from some licensing and a little bit of corporate revenue from selling corporate search engines. But $22.8 billion out of $23.6 billion came from advertising. That is, came from revenues generated from the Google AdWords program. When you place your little pay-per-click ads, or if you're in AdSense and you allow those ads on your website, every time somebody clicks on that ad, the pennies that are generated there, they add up. Google collects all that money. That's how they make their money. Google is actually an advertising company. They are more like a traditional newspaper or magazine that makes its money from selling ad pages than they are like Microsoft. Microsoft makes its money from selling software. Microsoft does have an ad division, but they're very, very small, very, probably 5% of Microsoft's revenue as opposed to 95% of Google's revenue for advertising. So when we think about Google, we have to think of them as an advertising firm. And everything they do, from their search to Google Maps to Gmail, is just a medium for displaying ads. I mean, let's face it, when we search Google, we get the search results page. We see those sponsored results. We see the ads there. The search results page, the entire search engine is there only to display ad space. And it's the same thing with Gmail and Google Maps and everything else. All these services just give Google more places to display their ads. Why did Google buy YouTube a couple years ago? Because they knew eventually they'd be displaying ads, probably video ads on YouTube. And this is the business that Google's in. So when you think about it this way, you're going to think of Google a little differently than you might have yesterday. Google, yes, they are wonderful with technology, but what they really are and how they generate their money is an advertising